With Kaspersky out of the pictures, these 4 antiviruses become the main competitors to be the best antivirus for 2022. But maybe what we should really be looking at is if these antiviruses are good for you. You specifically as the user. So let's do a quick but detailed rundown in this Bitdefender versus Norton versus TotalAV versus McAfee comparison. And if you decide to get any of them, well, you're going to find discount links in the description, along with the best deals all in one place. So let's kick this off with a Bitdefender review. Its security standards have been acknowledged by third-party auditors. And we also looked through its security features just to be sure. And after taking a good look, I think these are the most impressive features of Bitdefender Total Security. Advanced Threat Defense. Definitely. Not only is it the backbone of every other security element, but it also uses some unusual elements to predict new yet unseen threats. Literally future-proof stuff here. Multi-layer ransomware protection, which is a feature just straight out of a fairy tale. Look, not long ago, ransomware was almost an unbeatable threat, even for the best antiviruses for PC. Now Bitdefender can actually prevent it, or at least back up your data and help you fix the consequences of all encrypting malware. This is the kind of stuff that gets me pumped up about Bitdefender. And as mentioned before, third-party testing institutes did extensive testing of Bitdefender, so I have no doubts these high marks are hard-earned. But I did some more tests myself just to be sure. Bitdefender managed to catch all 10 malicious files that I planted, a great result for sure, but not exactly with the greatest performance results though. What I mean is that Bitdefender is relentless against malware, but running a deep scan can take quite a bit of time. Bitdefender's scan was the longest in this comparison. But on the other hand, Bitdefender does have special profiles for system-heavy activities, to reduce consumption when needed. So at least Bitdefender manages to maintain a fair price to value ratio here too. The recently returned Bitdefender free version provides a decent security backbone, but upgrading to Pro has the benefit of adding more of the advanced features, including the multi-layer ransomware protection feature, which is a big one. The full package of Bitdefender Total Security requires an annual payment, but it's reasonable. And I'm happy to see even lower prices, even lower than they were a couple of years ago. It's amazing. Now, let's move on over to Norton 360, where nothing makes me feel more secure than its real-time protection. It's perhaps the best example of applying AI to antiviruses, and hopefully we're going to see more of this stuff, at least in the better antiviruses for Windows 10 and 11. Now, Norton uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to not just detect, but also predict the behavior of new threats. Wild stuff, and I am a big fan of it. I just wish actually more developers would turn towards this tech, and quickly. My other favorite little part about Norton is, well, no feature in particular, but rather all of them as a whole. Norton is one of the most feature-rich options I've had the pleasure of using. I like the PC version, because it's seamless and intuitive at every turn. Everything I need is neatly laid out on the welcome page. For me, it's really close to being the best antivirus for Windows 11. Where Norton falls off a bit is malware detection. Third-party audits give Norton high marks, but in my tests, it missed 1 out of the 10 malicious files I planted. So, nope, not a perfect result. Norton's deep scan took about the same amount of time and resource consumption as Bitdefender. I was honestly expecting a little bit more out of it. But you know what? I did get more, except that more is actually less. It really does cost less to get Norton than Bitdefender, especially if you're aiming to get all the features like parental control and AI protection. Unfortunately, Norton Antivirus does not have a free version, but there is a 7-day trial that you can use to try it out. Alright, TotalAV's up next, and while TotalAV includes ransomware protection, which I loved in Bitdefender, there are some other points to highlight here. TotalAV's Web Shield being the main one, it's a free Chrome add-on that's surprisingly effective at filtering potential risks, very easy to follow as well. Plus, there's a safe results feature that filters your online searches through TotalAV's database for added security. As much as I love these features, TotalAV does have a fair number of downsides though. Its capability of dealing with malware is one of them. My tests show that TotalAV missed 3 out of 10 malware files during the deep scan. So despite the fact that it took TotalAV half the time Norton and Bitdefender did, I just can't say that it provides full protection. However, third-party audits have shown that TotalAV is one of the higher performing antivirus solutions, so I guess you can just take all this with a grain of salt. But for me, TotalAV excels at being one of the best free antivirus options, with all the essentials available for $0. But for the premium stuff, TotalAV has, well, at least for lack of a better wording, charitable pricing. The free version is okay, but it really won't be a long-term solution. But hey, if you really can't afford any extras right now, there is no harm in at least trying it out for some standard protection. John McAfee once described his software as one of the worst products on the planet. Well, let me explain why I disagree a little bit. Look, the new McAfee antivirus really is not as bad as I expected. The old version was, basically a piece of hard to remove software. But either a change in direction or just pure determination or both changed it for the better. While most antivirus providers offer just one license per account, getting enough coverage is usually going to require you get the family pack, which, usually costs a bit more. By default, McAfee offers 5-device support and includes real-time protection, ransomware protection, and even a versatile web advisor. Unfortunately, that's where the novelty starts to wear off. McAfee is still less reliable than the other options on our list. Out of the 10 malicious files I planted, McAfee found a whopping 5. 50% detection is definitely not enough when you're looking for a tight security provider. What's surprising, though, is that third-party testing institutes have rated McAfee much higher than you might expect. But to be completely fair, McAfee is not worthless, not at all. It works great if you need basic protection and across multiple devices. It gives you more devices than many other antivirus providers, really. McAfee Total Protection is a good value, that's for sure. Now, if you're interested in finding out more about these providers or antiviruses in general, then all you got to do is subscribe to our channel. We cover all kinds of cybersecurity issues with news, reviews, comparisons, even interviews, all on one convenient channel, this one. Okay, in the end, each of these antiviruses has their strong points. Bitdefender is great overall. Norton has an unbeatable array of features. TotalAV is the best free option, and McAfee is decent for multiple devices. Now, if you want to see our best deals on any of these antiviruses, click the box you see on the screen right now. Boom! And if you think we missed a provider on this best antivirus list, well, let us know in the comments below. Hey, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.